Fee fi fo fum fee.
Fee fi fo fum fee.
There's a man named Geronimo who lives down the street.
He is called Geronimo. Wait.
Geronimo. Speaking of singing, I was watching a lot of like baby TV shows and movies.
What do you mean by baby TV shows?
Like kids stuff for kids.
Oh, okay, not of babies.
No, not of babies, but stuff.
There's some good baby-specific shows or movies, like the like Secret Agent one where they're all babies. I forget the name of that one.
Secret Baby Agents.
Is that what actually it's called?
There's Baby Geniuses.
Yeah, I know that one.
And then there's Super Babies.
Super Babies.
And they're kind of the same, but Baby Geniuses is a lot better. And Baby Geniuses, they're not agents, but they're kind of, I don't know, they're molecularly abnormalized.
Okay.
To, I don't know, they're given brain juice when they were like little babies. They're mutants.
So they all have chromosome deficiencies.
Yeah, and I think they can speak telepathically.
Okay, so they have Down syndrome?
That's not what that is.
Oh. I thought that's what happened.
Yeah, that's the classic confusion. No, that's ESP, not DSP.
Right.
No, but I was watching. It started with the Lorax's "Let It Grow" song, and then that was kind of getting me into just like children's music. And then I started watching, the movie Sing.
Yeah.
So it's like animals, and then they all sing.
Yeah, it's like Zootopia, but they sing, right?
Exactly. Okay. And so there's this one scene. I haven't seen the movie, but I was just watching this clip, and there's this one animal, and his animal dad is in prison.
Okay.
And he's singing on the TV, and it comes up on the TV, and the animal dad's like, well, they're gorillas, so the gorilla's dad's in prison.
That is... let me guess, he plays saxophone as well. Is he blind?
No, he's not blind. He doesn't play saxophone.
He's blind and plays
but
piano as well.
It does seem like they're trying to find a problem where there isn't one. And I'm also surprised that they're like standards and practice. This person wasn't just like, maybe different animals.
Maybe there's so many animals.
Like we kind of got in trouble with the Jungle Book. Like people got a little bit upset about that. Maybe, and that was actually before this movie, so let's change it. But I was watching it, and there's like the gorilla dad in prison, and he's like, "Turn that shit off," and then. Yeah, he swears in it.
Was it Idris Elba?
No, I don't know. He's just a British. They're British. And no, he's not Idris Elba. And he goes to the TV and he's like, "Turn that stuff off." And they're like, just listening to it, and he's like, "That's my son."
Oh, is his son performing on
his
the
son's
TV?
Performing on TV. He's performing Elton John's "I'm Still Standing."
Awesome.
It's the voice of like Taron Egerton or whoever did the Rocket Man. Who, like played it. And then he's like, "Oh my gosh, it's my son.
That's my boy.
My boy, Johnny. Johnny, I gotta come to you." And then he like breaks out of prison. I was watching it just in tears, bawling. And I watched like 5 times in a row. And
there's this racist caricature involved in gang activity, breaks out of jail to go see his son.
Yeah, it's really moving. No, it was just like one of those things where you're like, that is his son.
That is.
Dad's. What a good dad.
Yeah.
No, I was just weeping to it.
I cried at Planet of the Apes as well. So.
It's a touching film.
Yeah.
It's interesting because you never think it's going to be the future, but then it is the future.
Right. And then the Statue of Liberty is completely
my favorite one
uneroded.
Because it's in the first one.
Yeah.
The original one with, I forget the actor, but it's just the Statue of Liberty. But in the Mark Wahlberg remake, it's the exact same story.
Right.
But the Statue of Liberty has a chimp face, and then he goes back to the future.
No, but isn't he also at like the Washington Monument?
Yes, and he goes to the Washington Monument. It's Abraham Lincoln with a chimp face, and you're like, okay, so history happened the exact same way.
Yeah,
and there was like,
no
and I'm
differences.
Like, who are the slaves in this scenario? Like, what is the chimp social hierarchy?
Yeah.
Because
wait, what did Chimp Abe Lincoln emancipate? Who
was Chimp Abe? Yeah, it's a great question because it doesn't seem to be, because in it it's like the humans are the slaves,
right?
Because it's the future.
But are they still slaves?
Yeah, wait, maybe he goes back in time and then he like I actually do not know how that works. He goes to a different dimension where just people are chimpanzees. But it's like it's not clear that there's like racial or like divides between these chimpanzees. So you're just like, well, how does this play into this? Like what is this what is the context of this?
7 monkeys ago.
Just going ooh, ah, ooh, ah.
Man, imagine of just a monkey watching theater and getting its brains blown out.
Oh yeah, well
that's Abraham Lincoln.
That's good. I think it actually might say Abraham Lincoln on the base of it. It might be written in like scrolling font, not scrolling font, like a nice etched font in stone.
So is that part of the movie the same sort of thing where he falls on his knees and screams no at the sky?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure a bunch of police monkeys roll up, and I'm pretty sure they all have bananas in their holsters. I'm like 50% sure they're bananas in their holsters. They're either bananas or guns, but they might as well be bananas.
Wow. Wow, that's incredible. Damn, what other baby movies have you been watching? Just Sing?
Just that. No, it was more just the musical quality of it. No, and I went through a bit of a winding trail, then watching some classics. Hercules.
Classic.
Very fun.
Bodacious lady in there, too.
She is curvaceous. Yeah, so, some other ones. But just like, the classics. Sing, though, really got me. It was really sad. I'm surprised that, they messed that up with Sing, but I'm surprised in Zootopia, which is all about, like, police and cops and I don't know, the bunny's a cop. I'm surprised they didn't cross the line there. I feel like they were aware of the landmines of
like they weren't arresting any gorillas in Zootopia. I don't
No,
think.
And it's funny because it doesn't even take someone to be like, oh well, you're just thinking pervertedly. It's like it was in the news that everyone was upset with the Jungle Book's portrayal of like jazz playing monkeys. It was like a very well-known thing, and then I'm pretty sure Sing came out after that.
It's fine to like create it and not be like there's nothing involved about race in this creation, but at the same time you have to be like, okay, well, what would the average person perceive when seeing a bunch of monkeys
maybe
playing jazz,
Yeah.
What would be the first, thought in their heads?
In the Jungle Book. Maybe it's due to the context that, like, the authorship of the Jungle Book. Who wrote Jungle Book? Is it?
Rudyard Kipling.
Who was a very aggressive racist.
I believe so.
When his poem Gunga Din.
Is that what it is?
No, he has a poem called Gunga Din, and then, like, Gunga Din is often used as like a pejorative for like kind of like a servile South Asian, more or less, like that kind of, like people will be like, oh, Gunga Din, because I think in the book, because he lived in
colonial India,
yeah,
right?
and so he is, like he was a good author, like he knew how to write a story and a poem, but in it the Gunga Din character is like a Sherpa, kind of like almost like a human donkey that he he's like his slave. Right. He just carries stuff around. Cool. And it's basically, I think the poem, I haven't read it in a long time, but it's something to the effect of like good old Gunga Din, like he's just like always there for you. And it's kind of just like a funny, it's like the alliterative nature of like the phrases in the name Gunga Din kind of leads to like a silly poem. But that's this kind of stuff is like silly kind of kiddish things,
kind of
but was also just a racist.
Right.
Yeah, well, it was the time.
Yeah.
'Twas the time.
Yeah, I mean, like, have you seen Dr. Seuss's incredibly racist, like, Nazi propaganda that he drew?
Was he pro-Nazi?
Well, I think he's German, so I think he grew up in Nazi Germany. And
what is his real name?
something.
It's like Schluchenschwab.
Yeah, Schluchenschlossen.
His real name is, I think, Joseph Goebbels.
Yeah, I think.
Or Goebbels, or whatever his name is.
Goebbels.
Slightly different.
No, I think he was employed as a propagandist. Like he was. I don't quill me on this, but at least during World War II, I don't know if it was of Jewish people or if it was of Japanese people.
If it was Japanese people, probably when the U.S.
But I think
him.
It was
because I remember seeing like
Jewish.
It's like in his book, he has like all these in whatever book it was, he has all these like characters walking, and he's got like little rice patty wearing fellas.
Yeah, maybe it was
with
Japanese
just like.
Then.
Basically emoji faces.
Right.
Yeah. The emoji, like, crying, laughing face. Like,
right. They're just always happy.
Yeah, they love it. That would be funny, though, if he was a German propagandist and, like, you have just, like, very dramatic, romantic German art, and then you have his stupid little, like, floppy hat characters and the Zoop Supers and Toop Toopers, and being like, the Zoop Supers will win.
Yeah, you have Dr. Seuss speak for it. The Zoop Supers. One.
There is one too many Joop Jooper in this neighborhood.
1 Jew, 2 Jew, red Jew, blue Jew.
Yeah, he's trying to like make it cutesy, and they're like, "Oh, good job. This will make it more palatable."
The Jap in the hat.
They have like a Bud Light VP style like mess up on their media stuff. And they're like, you know what Germans would love? You know, Dr. Seuss style silly comedy.
Okay. He was a political cartoonist who criticized both Nazism and isolationism during World War II.
Criticized them. He was brought over in Operation Paperclip when they brought over all the Nazi scientists, Werner von Braun. They also brought Dr. Seuss. They were like, we need to import German talent of all kinds.
Okay, so he seemed to be working in America, employed by a newspaper making satirical cartoons and stuff. So a lot of anti-Semitic stuff and a lot of anti-Japanese stuff. So
interesting.
He used best of both worlds in terms of
the anti-Semitic
racism.
Stuff is interesting because it illustrates, because the whole like World War II is always put in juxtaposition of like the Holocaust being the juxt of World War II, but like I'm not that big of a history buff like on World War II, so I actually don't know that much, but I'm pretty sure like the Allies didn't really know the severity of the Holocaust till kind of the end of World War II. So it always like plays, it's like that's always like the underlying like theme. It's like, for the little guy, this war is very important because Hitler's the most evil man ever. And then they like don't know why like Hitler's actually that evil.
Yeah,
he's just like, kind of like.
Also, a lot of them kind of sent their Jews a little bit over. You know, like.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, like they didn't know the extent, but they also they weren't like, oh, that's so terrible. Let's go stop the genocides. Most of them probably would have been on board a little bit.
And that is a good depiction of that in like a lot of World War II movies. That's just like the Jewish guy who's like fighting in the war is like Hitler. Like, I hate the Nazis because I know what they're doing, and it's kind of like, but also all of his other friends, like all the allies, also kind of hate him, but they just hate him like a little less.
Yeah,
they hate him as like much as they hate like everybody else. Yeah, but they're not like, we're not gonna put you in like a special place.
Right.
You can be in a normal place.
Yeah, be in a normal place, but just like don't talk too much.
Yeah, stay.
Get your nose out of stuff, you know. Too nosy. I saw this post the other day about this. Apparently, the record holder for longest marathon time. This Japanese guy was in this marathon in like the early 1900s, and he was like 20, and then he got heat exhaustion, and he just like dropped out, but he didn't notify anyone that he'd left. And so then officials, when he was like 50 years later, he's like 70 or something. And then someone goes, hey, buddy, like, you never finished that marathon, and officially you're still running it, so you should go back and finish it. And then he went back and he finished it, and it was supposed to be this, like, really emotional post about, like, isn't this so cute that this grandpa, like, went back and finished what he started.
I'm confused by that.
Okay, so imagine you're 20, you run 3/4 of a marathon, you drop out, and then 50 years later someone goes, hey, go finish that quarter marathon, and it'll count as one race. And so he's currently the record holder for taking 50 years to run a marathon.
Okay.
Doesn't make any sense.
No, it's a cutesy thing.
It's
like a vibe.
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
But, like, if I ran 5K today and then in a week ran 5K, I couldn't just be like...
In a month, you'd have 1,000,000 K.
Yeah, I'm just like...
That's business strategies.
Ooh,
Run 5K today, invest 1K tomorrow, and then you'll have 3,000 K by the end.
Compound interest,
yeah,
baby.
you run, you wear your Fitbit, and your Fitbit is tied to the stock market.
Yes.
And every time you take a step, the stock market goes up.
Yeah. It's like an RRSP or something like that. Like, your employer's also putting in...
That was an app. That was like it was counted your steps and would give you like a step coin for every step you take.
Oh, so there was a meme coin that had value to it?
Nah, I forget what the app was called. I think it might have been called Carrot, and it was like getting you healthy. And then for every step you took, it would give you...
Carrot is such an insulting name, though, because it's
like...
It's someone holding a carrot in front of you to make you be active.
Yeah, it's also carrot as in cash, as in like money, or as in value.
Okay, I'm back with this.
And carrot
name.
Isn't healthy.
This name's actually rad.
It honestly was good. But I think you take steps, and then at the end of your steps or whatever, they'd give you like a $5 gift certificate to like a donut place or something silly like that.
Okay.
And I'm like, don't really know how they made money. I guess they just sold your data and your movement data.
Cool.
To pay for
drone strikes.
To pay for drone strikes in your locality.
They know where you were.
Yeah, it's honestly, if you were like a adversary of any country, like a technology using country, a modern country, and you're like, let's get all the people to wear a data tool and we'll track their every movement, which is kind of more or less what happens
TikTok,
today.
Yeah.
TikTok, if it has your location services on, and you can just map out like human movement very well. It gives you a pretty good, like, not just topographical map, but a population map that you can utilize to your military advantage.
Do you remember when the Israeli army used the pagers to explode a bunch of Hamas terrorists?
Yes.
I'm so terrified that, like...
I think they were Hezbollah. They weren't Hamas.
Oh, they were Hezbollah,
in Lebanon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was the Lebanon... You're afraid of that?
Yeah, I'm afraid of that happening.
It is...
It's my phone. If they can just, like...
It was because they got...
Download a virus and explode my phone.
I don't think the pages were downloading viruses.
I don't think so. It didn't go beep, 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 and then have little... printed virus on it?
No, it's because in like the supply chain, they like basically implanted small amounts of explosives in the pagers at the factory. Yeah, and there aren't that many pager factories. Yo, bro, welcome to my pager factory.
Yo,
I'm the biggest pager distributor east of 54th Street.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just scared of it.
It's a scary.
That's why I don't use a pager.
It's a scary appearance. This is a non sequitur. So you know how, you ever heard of that thing where it's like the metal star outside of your house, or like a metal star outside of a person's house? You often see them on like ranch style bungalows. It means they're swingers.
Yeah, a lot of white. What?
It means they're swingers.
I was gonna say white women. I just wasn't gonna say swingers. I've seen them in a lot of like local towns. Like they have a sort. What's the term for that sort of white woman aesthetic with the specific like squiggly line, like cursive, like love is before
like
us.
Wine chic.
Wine chic. Like I always thought it was associated with that type of.
It's just like Hobby Lobby, like Michaels and HomeSense attire. It's basically a step down from what's trendy because it's actually not trendy when it comes out. It actually maintains appeal. Like I remember like the Live Laugh Love signs were a joke. They were joking like the early 2000s. People joke about Live Laugh Love signs. They are still being purchased.
And people decorate their entire homes with
at the same
stuff.
rate as they were. It's like those people who bought those, which is like probably at that point, well, the population has changed.
Listen, they definitely weren't super baby geniuses or whatever. No, super baby powers had nothing of that.
No, but that swinger thing. And
yeah, so they were swingers?
Someone told me that was a sign that you were a swinger. Like you put it up basically as like a, the little thing in your window.
Yeah.
Like you're like
wink, wink.
It's like your Jesus fish.
Right, your Jesus fish for the religion of swingers.
So your secret signal or your Masonic handshake. But swingers, but I was like, you can just buy those at HomeSense or wherever, Winners, and I'm sure many chill women just bought those, being like, I like the star, it's fine.
Yeah.
And just like you just imagine like 4 dudes like in like freaking like those weird like long bird masks, like masquerade. Like it's always part of it, just like knock on it in bathrooms, being like, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. And she's like, I don't know what this is.
She's
you
like,
turned on your bat signal.
I just put a star on my Christmas tree.
Yeah, you did.
How did you see that?
It's in their house too. Yeah. But yeah, like that's probably a lot of ladies got knocking at their doors by interesting figures, holding, I'm sure, a crock pot of like Swedish meatballs and being like, we brought food.
I mean, I definitely fantasize about something like that happening. So, like how many people? 4 men with Swedish meatballs in bathrobes and bird masks knocking on your door, wanting to have you in a sweet way. Yeah. I've just gone to IKEA. That's why they were following me. That's why they have Swedish meatballs. They're gonna help me. Yeah, it's like IKEA's the best place to pick up chicks. Yeah. I'm like, okay, babe.
Just like, lost.
You have to help me. Build my Bjonger bed frame.
Yeah, my Bjonger.
And then we can smash.
That is, because there's a lot of bedrooms in there. There's a lot of alcoves, like little like.
Oh, we're in IKEA right now. We haven't left.
What's it? You ever see those 24-hour camps at like Walmart?
Just homeless people at Walmart, or
they're not homeless people. They're often like teens, and they set up like a living pad within Costco.
They'll when they're inside and they stay after hours. Yeah,
and they'll clear out a stock shelf and like set up like a little situation in there.
Yeah.
Which none of those seem real, but I guess it's happened once or twice. Or like in a really big Walmart they'll do that. But it's like, I guess it's already a thing. I'm sure there's actually like some sort of like porn-based video about that.
Oh, definitely.
But being like, picking up girls inside of the IKEA 24 hours, and it's like they're not there 24 hours, and be like, she's just here, yo. There's IKEA after night is the best place to pick up chicks.
Yeah, stepsis, I'm stuck under the IKEA bed.
I'm choking on these Swedish meatballs.
Help me,
stepsis. Push it down.
Push it away. The stepsis helping me push it down.
It's a complicated relationship.
It's very complicated.
It's a modern family.
Yeah,
truly.
Going back to our Japanese marathon runner who completed at 50 years.
Oh, I didn't realize he was Japanese.
And I think he was running in America too, so he had to go back to America to do it.
What if you you just continue it? Continue it over there. Find a block.
I don't
just
know.
Go around a block
it's
10
insane.
times. Why couldn't you just do that? Why can't you go around the block 10 times?
I know, it's insane. It makes no sense.
It was their reparations.
I guess it's their reparations. Yeah.
You know what? We dropped a couple little bombies.
Yeah. Sorry about the bombies.
We're gonna make you have a fun little run.
Yeah, we called one of them Fat Boy. Sorry about that, buddy. You're trim. Finish your marathon.
You're very cute.
You're so cute. But I was reading about this marathon that happened in 1904 at the St. Louis Olympics. The first Olympics on American soil.
Did you go inside of that arch? I thought it was small, and then it was
you can go in.
It's huge.
Yeah. What do you mean? How did you think it was small? How big did you think it was?
I didn't get why it was
the width of a man.
Didn't get why it was famous. I was like, why do you see this little?
I mean, I don't think it's that. Is it that famous?
It's pretty famous.
It's just like a quirky little thing.
It's
like,
big arch. Okay.
It's like it's a big arch. I don't know. Is it that famous?
I think so. I think it's featured.
I feel like it's like the Chicago bean. Maybe more so than the Chicago.
It's
bean.
more famous than the Chicago bean.
Yeah, you didn't know you could go up inside of that. Inside that sweet arch.
Not until very recently. There's like an elevator in it.
Yeah, there's an elevator.
It's an elevator, but it's on an angle. It's a curved elevator, so it has to it's on a track. That,
dude, have you never read Percy Jackson? They have a huge fight inside of the St. Louis Arch. It's like a whole.
No, I don't think I have.
Dude, oh my gosh. What was I even talking about? Oh, so the marathon. The guy who won it. There were two people who won it technically. So the first guy crossed the finish line, and then they found out that he'd done half the race by carpooling. Like he just jumped on a car.
It's good for the environment.
Good for the environment. I don't think it's good. It's better than running. It's kind of good for the environment. Yeah, he reduced that one guy's carbon footprint. Actually, yeah, you're right. Honestly,
he wouldn't have reduced his carbon footprint.
He reduced the other guy's carbon footprint by sharing the car.
I don't think that's how it works.
He halved it
because he would have driven anyways.
Yeah, but his would have been a full carbon footprint, but now he only had half a carbon footprint.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah,
it's like man hours,
4 feet.
Yeah,
so it was actually a quarter of a carbon footprint.
Exactly. It was an incredibly hot day. It was over 30 degrees Celsius, and they decided to start this event at like noon.
The best time to start.
Best time. So it was blazingly hot. The guy who was overseeing the Olympics at the time, James E. Sullivan, he had this like weird theory that dehydration was beneficial for athletic performance. And so he decided to test this out on these athletes. And so there were only 2 water stations provided, one of which was someone's well, I think. And then the other one was just actually I don't think they say it was actually a water tower. It wasn't even a normal water station. So we had these 2 obscure water stations, and a lot of people, because they weren't from the area, and it was just these weird water sources, got just insane diarrhea from the water, just pooping themselves, vomiting.
That's like, you've seen that like Olympic video where it's the guy speed walking
and then he just poops himself.
Yeah, he's like, oh, he's done excellence, and oh geez, oh no, that is unfortunate to see. He's just bending over, like he's just trickling down his legs, so sick, just collapsing. Like, oh, that's so unfortunate to see.
So unfortunate. So similar to that, a lot of people dropping out. There were only, I think there were over 50 people who ran the race, and only 14 people finished the race.
It's a lot. It's a bad.
It's a bad ratio.
It's worse than the Navy SEALs.
Worse than Navy SEALs. Just as much brown stuff on them, though, I guess.
Because the Navy SEALs, like...
rub themselves in mud, I think, and mud wrestle. And these guys were covered in poo, I guess. I think that's where I was going.
You see that, the Monty Python skit where it's like
the fat guy vomiting? The funny walk?
No, the Olympics, but everyone has, like, urinary, like
UTIs?
Yeah, like they're just constantly going pee. And they just run off. But diarrhea, just constantly like.
I've not seen that one. I've seen the one where it's
blasting your pants off in the bushes.
It's like philosophers playing soccer. That one's very good. So just people pooping themselves. So this one guy, horrible conditions, and so this one guy just went screw it because he was originally leading, and then he got muscle cramps from the water, I guess, and being dehydrated. That's a thing that happens when you're dehydrated. You can get horrible, horrible muscle cramps.
Yeah, that's like a pretty common. So, what did this guy think? Why did he think that dehydration would make you better? Like, what? They were just. What is the inkling of that idea?
I don't know. They just had a bunch of strange. Like theories back then, I guess. It was 1904, so they weren't incredibly versed in
But the dehydration one's odd,
physiology.
because like even like leeches, like he kind of gets it. It's like, yeah, there's bad stuff in your body. You get a leech to suck it out.
Yeah.
But it's like, so dehydration is when you're worse off. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see his study. Probably a good study.
I mean, I think that was his study. I don't think it was very successful.
Okay, maybe.
I legitimately think from reading this that there had been no really previous studies, and he basically just used the Olympics as a way to study it. Like, I think this was the first. He just guinea pigged the.
They should test more drugs at the Olympics. They should test.
So.
They're like, we've given
just people flipping out and throwing javelins into the audience.
We've given everyone in the audience Adderall.
Oh, it's not even the athletes; it's just the audience is like fighting each other.
The audience, no, we've given every weightlifter. What's it like narcolepsy pills? Oh no, the opposite, like Xanax.
Yeah.
They're just giving all the weightlifters Xanax. They're just being crushed by their weights. They're
giving all the audience Ozempic.
They're like, we have the hottest audience in the world. Everyone's skinny as hell. Oh man, this audience is hot. It's like, who's the announcer here? Yeah, my name's Derek. I love the audience.
I'm Derek.
This audience is so hot. Oh my gosh,
hottest audience.
They're so skinny.
Yeah, so super dehydrated. Sullivan is experimenting. Also, so the 1904 Olympics happened at the same time as St. Louis World's Fair, which is why these Olympics were like so terrible, because a lot of the attention went to the World's Fair as opposed to the Olympics. Lots of cool stuff happened. Cotton candy was invented at that World's Fair.
Very important.
They had one of the first.
Very important for white trash moms everywhere.
Exactly. One of the first preemie babies
was also made into cotton candy.
Yeah, preemie babies became cotton candy.
First time they did it. Last time too was disgusting and illegal.
It didn't taste very good.
It was very sad.
Yeah, they didn't make it. No, they had them in their little cooking machines. Their preemie cooking machines.
Incubators, which an incubator is very similar to a cotton candy machine.
It's
like kind of like a circulating hot air, get them fresh.
I guess the air is there's not a lot of circulation of the baby though. Like,
I was hoping is that hot.
That is very funny. But yeah, they used to. If you've seen Boardwalk Empire at all, you'll see this. They used to use preemie baby incubators as like a circus event.
Yeah.
People would come and pay.
It's very funny. It's like, look how little these babies are.
And that was actually like the guy invented
Mom, can I have one? Okay, how much? $30. Did you buy them for like for a nickel? I'll have a baby, please.
Yeah, baby inflation's gone way out of hand.
Yeah, it costs like $3,500 now to get a baby.
Crazy.
And they're not even small; they're big.
Okay, so one guy hitchhiked. The second guy, he technically won, although by today's standards he wouldn't have won, because he is the first instance of someone using performance-enhancing drugs to win an Olympic event. It was just water. We
said no water.
He had normal amounts of hydration, and
which still would have been dehydrated, like compared to now, because they only drank a cup of water every 2 days.
Yeah, it's probably just beer, to be honest.
True.
He used strychnine, which is rat poison.
Yeah, okay, and it helped him.
And because he was flagging, he was not doing very well. He was leading, but he was close to dying, And then
because of the strychnine.
No, before the strychnine, like he's like passing out, like.
But he took the strychnine so he'd be run faster to the hospital.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, is that why?
Kind of, in a way. Not to the hospital, but to the finish line, and then to the hospital. But yeah, they gave him strychnine because strychnine, it has kind of like I'm going to get this so wrong, but it's some sort of like muscle relaxer or like enhancer, kind of like gives like a jolt to your system a little bit.
Okay.
But then if you have too much of it, and too much is not very much. And this guy was pounding back strychnine. It kind of has the same effect as like tetanus would. You know how like you get the arched back and all the muscles
you flip inside out basically.
Yeah, so he is like jerking about because like he's a puppet.
You get like tendon rigidity and muscular tightening.
So that's kind of like
bend backwards like a.
So he was like so flaccid from being dehydrated, like he could like barely walk.
I guess not flaccid. He would be rigid, right?
No, before, but then he became super rigid when he.
They
took
should give that.
Honestly,
Blue Chew more like strychnine.
Yeah, we should do rat poison instead of Viagra.
So, eat this strychnine, then eat a dead rat too. It will help.
Dead rat. Listen, the rat will eat everything that's inside of you. Yeah. You'll lose like 40 pounds.
Eat the poison, then you eat the rat, and the rat absorbs the poison, and then it dies, and you pass it, and then you get a wonderful feeling afterwards. And then it's like Richard Gere in the gerbil, where
he stuck a gerbil up his ass.
Yeah, with like a paper towel tube, like.
Oh, that's how he did it.
Yeah, it's
like he put cheese at the end and then put it up his ass. Cheese.
And then... yeah, there might have been cheese in there. If you're putting a gerbil, why not cheese? But then it's like a reverse. It's called a reverse Richard Gere. It's when you eat a rat.
You eat a rat, and then the rat, gets all the poison. So, anyways, he like finished. He has one of the worst first place finishing time by more than 30 minutes.
Even worse than that Japanese guy who came all the way across.
I think the Japanese guy has him by a couple years.
You got owned.
You're right. The Japanese guy is much worse.
There's some holes in your stories.
But in terms of non-Japanese guys, he's the worst first place finisher by 30 minutes, which is insane.
Wasn't the guy who won it? He was he got flown in from wasn't he like Italian or like Romanian or something?
No, this guy was just he's from like Cambridge, Massachusetts or something.
Oh, okay.
But you might be referencing there was this Colombian guy or Cuban, sorry. So there was this Cuban guy named Felix, I think, and he like super poor Cuban guy. Oh, also, interesting thing about this Olympics is that the United States made up like 80% of the athletes. There's a bunch of international stuff happening at the time, a lot of wars, and people didn't like that. Thought it was just America blowing itself, basically. So a lot of countries boycotted it. Canada didn't go. It's America's best haul, their most medals they've won. But it's because they were basically the only country at this Olympics.
Oh, that's funny. That's like it's like the 1967 East German Olympic team won basically like every single medal, and they just tested like they were basically tested like positive for like every illegal substance, including like bull semen. Like it was
bull semen.
It was just like anything they could get their hands on, they were taking. They were just crushing,
pounding back bull semen.
It is. You can
tell me.
You can get it from decent stores. No. Going back to
what?
I don't know. I forget now. I had something.
Okay, I'll talk about the Cuban guy, and then you can remember. So basically, no one at this event really. There was one French guy who was basically from America. There was a South African guy, I think.
Who was basically from Japan.
And
there's a Turkish guy who was basically from Italy.
Yeah. And then there was... No, I mean because he was born... He was, like, living in America at the time. That's why he was able...
I understood.
And there was this Cuban guy, and then just a bunch of Americans. So it was unexpected, and it was the only Cuban... for the entire Olympics. No, Cuba didn't send any other athletes. And this guy raised his own money to go by he ran across the island. He visited all these cities, and he basically did a Terry Fox Marathon of Hope, but to go to the Olympics, not to cure cancer. And he also had both his...
Terry was not successful with that.
Yeah, he also...
Unfortunately.
He pulled a Japanese man, and he didn't finish the race.
The worst thing in Canadian history is if they find, like... A good thing Terry Fox was, like, died before the age of social media.
Yeah, before he
didn't have
said a bunch of slurs.
And he didn't have like bad TikToks or like him like like commenting on like thirst trap videos or liking some like OnlyFans thing. You're like, Terry,
if only the cancer.
I think he was actually a pretty cool guy.
He eaten more than you like. No, I think he was. He didn't pull a Terry, didn't pull a Japanese man, had both his legs, raised all his money. Then he went to America. He landed in New Orleans, and then he instantly lost all of his money in just gambling in some casino in New Orleans the moment he arrived. And so then he had a hitchhike to the Olympics. He arrived moments before the race started. He was still wearing his pants and like a big dress shirt and a beret, just not dressed for the occasion.
A beret is a good look. A Cuban in a beret.
He honestly, look up pictures of him. He looks incredible. He has this big, bushy, like curled mustache as well.
Beret's a sick look. Beret is like midlife crisis guy who's like, I'm gonna start wearing fashion. It's like when like Tony in The Sopranos is just wearing a beret for one episode. Like, why is he wearing a beret? And then it's like a couple scenes later, she's like, I love that you're wearing the beret. I got you, Tony. Because Carmelo went to France. Right. And they're just like, why is Tony just going off the rails? My dad tried to do that for like 5 days. He like got a beret. He's like, I'm gonna start wearing a beret, and it didn't last that long.
It happens. You've seen.
I'm gonna start wearing a beret soon.
I wanted to get one of those Irish caps, patty caps, and then I got one that's this English cap that pulls down to cover your ears during winter, and it is the worst looking thing. It does not go with anything.
You can't pull it off.
I can't pull it off.
You have to look awesome
or homeless.
Yeah, in every other way. To pull off just like ridiculous hats, you have to be very confident, not care what people think about you. But that's like a classic.
I care so much.
Just going full midlife crisis.
Full frontal, yeah.
Becoming a nudist and wearing a beret. This is the only clothes I need. This covers what it needs to. My bald spot. Everything else is covered in hair.
Everything else is God's gift.
You can't even see my skin. I'm not even naked because I'm so hairy.
So this Cuban loses all his money, hitchhikes, race starts, and so the theory is that he would have actually won the race because he didn't suffer dehydration. Oh, he also didn't have any money to buy food, so he was starving. He had no money because he lost it, so he hitchhiked all this way. He was starving. So during the race, he was running around stealing peaches and stuff from officials, like just what they were eating. Oh, also, important fact, the roads were extremely dusty because of how hot it was, and they decided to follow the runners in cars, like classic, cool 1904 big...
like Oldsmobiles.
Pre-Model T cars.
Oh, pre-Model T.
Yeah. Yeah, so they were janky, big wheels, and they kicked up so much dirt and just dust. There's just these runners were just coated in dust, 30 degrees out, dehydrated. And one guy, the dust coated him so much that it coated his esophagus, and which somehow led to his stomach hemorrhaging, and so he just collapsed and started hemorrhaging, and they had to take him to the hospital. That's
horrible. Yo, coach, your esophagus.
Hey, girl, I'm gonna make your stomach hemorrhage.
That's so wrong. It's so bad.
I'm gonna coat that esophagus.
Yo, coat that esophagus,
Yo, Grandpa's so dusty. Gonna coat your esophagus. Anyways, so Cuban boy, ridiculous outfit, as I'm saying. So imagine him in a beret.
Just fly as hell.
Someone has cut his pants to the knees, so that way he's at least wearing like makeshift shorts.
And just cut the butt out of it too.
Cut the butt. His ass.
Because he has diarrhea.
He has diarrhea. No, actually, he was doing okay.
The Cuban stomach, strong.
Strong Cuban stomach. He was thriving off of peaches. And according to legend, he decided halfway through to just take a little nap. He was a little tuckered out. And so he went and he slept in an orchard. Oh, he also found an orchard, so he was gorging himself on rotten apples, which gave him Actually, no, he did have
it sounds like he got diarrhea.
He did get diarrhea. So good thing they cut out his ass.
Is it away from the water from the rotten apples?
Exactly.
That's classic. Don't eat rotten apples in Flint.
So he had horrible diarrhea, and then he went, I'm tuckered out. I'm taking a sleep. He slept for however long, and then he just goes back and completes the race, and he finishes 4th.
That's pretty good. That's kind of a reverse tortoise and the hare.
It is reverse tortoise and the hare. It's like
that shows you if you're good, you can take a nap and come in all right. That's actually the true message of the story.
I agree with
Not that story, but a story.
Yeah.
If you're good enough, you can slack off and still end okay.
Yeah.
Not number 1, but okay.
Yeah, you still lose to the tortoise, but
I don't know. The tortoise might have. I don't know if the tortoise came first in that situation.
The tortoise was hitchhiking, and the tortoise was injecting itself with rat poison. So that's
that is the way to go.
That is how the tortoise won. But nothing beats good old natural sleep, you know?
I wake up, sleep, rat poison.
Rat poison, sleep again.
Eat, sleep, eat a rat, feel sick as hell, soil my sheets.
Pass the rat. Rat comes out still alive.
Decorate the rat with
kiss.
A hat.
We marry.
Decorate the rat with a little hat and a little jacket. And I put him on my shelf.
That'd be cute.
You have a rat family, all the rats you've passed. This is Terry. This is Billy.
Your 2 rats.
This is Quippy. This is Dibby. There's all these rats that you just
in little outfits.
Design. Yeah, they're all wearing vests with like little stars and embroidered rats on the rat vests.
They're my little performers.
Play with me. It's my rat family. Each one has lived inside me for exactly 9 months. They're all my kids.
You can't pass a rat except for 9 months.
I keep it in there. I keep it in there with a stick. I push it back up each time before it comes out. And then they live in me for 9 months. And then they're my babies.
You're my babies. I'm 4th trimester with my rat baby.
Yeah, it's very good. You're in an observation observation room. And these are my baby rats. Tell us more about your baby rats.
Why you just sound like David Bowie?
He's Dr. David Bowie.
David Bowie.
Oh, tell me more about your baby rats.
David Bowie.
I like this rat idea.
This rat is very nice.
I'm not very good at David Bowie voice.
No.
Oh, this rat's amazing.
Oh, wow. Did you pass this yourself? Or did you have help?
In my rat family. Actually, you can store a rat in your body for 9 months.
Just Ben Shapiro. Actually,
you can.
Actually, your ass should not be that dry. When you're passing a rat, it should actually be very moist.
It's actually wet from the strychnine.
My wife's a doctor. And her ass is super wet.
That was so funny because he knows what he was doing in terms of just like everyone's like, oh my gosh, Ben Shapiro's such a virgin. He's like, yeah, like he knows that sounds ridiculous to say my wife's a doctor and your pussy shouldn't be that wet.
Yeah, he's a good little businessman.
He's making a scene. He's doing content.
He's trying to get the clicks as
he got clicks. That one, as they say, viral. More
so than COVID.
Yeah, it's true. More people were infected with the meme of Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro talking about his doctor's wife's vagina.
Yeah, where's the vaccine for that?
Yeah, like Comic-Con.
Yeah, Comic-Con would be good. Yeah, the vaccine for not having a wet pussy is Comic-Con. That tracks.
Yes.
Yes.
I think we should get into Comic-Con.
What would you dress up as?
I dress as Lola Bunny.
Lola Bunny would be cute. I'd probably go as like Severus Snape or something.
Feeling sexy, Potter.
Feeling sexy, and I would go
Looking sexy, Potter.
I would go up to boys that have like brown hair. I would bully them because of the way their father treated me.
Oh, is he bullying Harry Potter in that thing?
He's bullying. Yeah, he's not nice to him, I'd say.
Yeah, he's pretty mean to him. True, he is kind of like putting out his like childhood aggression.
Yeah, it's honestly not cool. That's my hot take.
It's not very nice of him. He's not being a very nice guy.
It's not very gentlemanly.
He's so romantic in the
what would Lily think?
I loved her.
You have your mother's thighs, Potter.
She was a dancer.
Yeah.
She was a beautiful dancer. You have a dancer's body.
You have a dancer's and a triathlete's body, Potter.
Sexy. Potter.
Oh, Accio penis, Potter.
Yeah, I'm sure this exists.
Yeah, definitely.
This is definitely on.
I've watched it.
Wattpad or whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever. Wattpad.
Wattpad, I think, is
Oh, is that the smut fiction writing
stuff? Yeah, it's fan fiction smut. Right. 30,000 of those.
I thought
exist.
Wattpad was Ben Shapiro's porn site.
That doesn't. I don't. Oh, now that makes sense.
Yeah.
I see. It would be his anti-porn site.
Anti-porn site, yeah.
Which is pictures of him wearing suits. It's www.porn.com.
And just shoving sticks up his ass.
It's him taking selfies in the mirror wearing suits and a fedora. It's called www.notporn.com. He's like, every one of these pictures is the coolest picture ever.
It'd be cool if it was like still porn because there's some sort of sexual act happening, but you can't see any of it. Like you just like it's him torso up, but you know that he's like getting something
or just
shoved
the
up his
idea.
ass.
Sure, you can be explicit with like that.
Okay.
Or just the idea of Ben Shapiro in a suit and a fedora taking a picture in a bathroom mirror, like taking a mirror photo in a bathroom. It's like. Is a sexual act in of itself for some. Yeah. The world is that depraved.
It is, yeah.
There's,
it would get me going.
All kinds to make a world go round.
Yeah, it takes a village.
It takes all kind of motors to make a ship work.
It takes a village
Steam,
to bust, bro.
Electric, space.
Space, nuclear.
Nuclear motors. And we have had nuclear motors on board.
I've been watching some YouTube shorts that have been for... different type like visuals of different types of gears, and I watch them.
Oh yeah, I've seen those before.
And they're very appealing.
They're very
and
nice.
They make me feel smart, but I also don't know. It's like, oh, the Helios axis is much better for torque than the granular gear, and none of it.
Yeah, it would be interesting because you know how they say like when they did brain scans of men and when they looked at pictures of like Playboy girls, the part of their brain that lit up was the same area as the part that they view tools as.
Wait.
And I was confused by that.
Is that why we objectify?
Yeah, and
women?
That might be a totally fake thing that just people made up to like. I don't even know what the point of that thing is. You have to dissect that. It's like, what is that even trying to convey? That men are bad, or that like, women are objects, or that men view women as objects.
Or maybe we just value our tools a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a positive thing.
But the idea is like, it's just like showing a man that and being like, yeah, that looks like a saw. That looks like a screwdriver. It's just like so dumb.
That's a torque. Those boobies are torque wrenches.
Yeah, that's what I like.
That's a 2x4.
But it's like if you were to like show men those videos, it would be like the equivalent of like showing them like a pornographic video. Like that.
Like me. Oh, is that why I was so entranced by it?
I might be
because it was basically just.
There's something with the
porn.
The gears interlock.
Damn. There's a lot of different.
I'm a total gearhead.
I'm a total gearhead.
I'm a gearhead. I'm a gearhead. I'm a gearhead in the sheets. I'm a gearhead on the streets. So what does that mean? I love Top Gear.
I love it.
I love Top Gear. It's my favorite show. Jeremy Clarkson.
He's a good guy.
He's in photos of
him.
You have Photoshop photos of naked Jeremy Clarkson all over your wall. Who is that guy?
and his member is just a screwdriver.
Oh yeah, that's for someone.
That would be.
Their bedroom. They're sleeping in like a baby's race car bed, like a child's race car bed. They're like 6'3". Their knees are just completely hanging over this red Ferrari race car bed.
Race car bed,
and
their best.
Their bedroom is plastered with AI, Photoshop. Not even AI because it's just too unique. AI couldn't even do it. But Photoshop photos of Jerry Clarkson's head on just like moppy, like bad naked bodies, but just with different tools where the genitals should be, just like a wrench, and the guy's just sitting in there. And he's like, "My life is perfect.
My life's awesome.
I love my life."
What's the term for
a mobile?
Yeah, it's just a mobile of just different Clarkson penises.
Screwdrivers.
Yeah, screwdriver.
Oh, this one's like this one's.
This one's so nice. What's the what would you think the sexiest type of screwdriver would be?
Probably like a stubby.
I love a good old Phillips head, dude.
Probably like one of those really short ones.
Okay.
Those kind of like chodal ones.
Yeah. Yeah, like one of those little like glasses screwdriver.
Yeah, the glasses.
Very tiny.
Very thin.
Very thin.
Good for getting in all your nooks and crannies.
Yeah.
You're just wearing that. Yeah, I have 10 glass screwdrivers in my body. I'm not going to tell you where they are. It's like, I'm looking at your face. So
they're just all in my face. There's obviously 10 stuck into my skull.
You have 4 of them in your ears. You don't look good.
I'm not going to tell you where they are.
I feel amazing, though.